Now I've listened to Ellen Watts, and I'm thinking about things, or how what have I been doing, analyzing things. I have analyzed, or in this reality, this universe, especially this planet that we live on. How did symbols, letters come to be? How did language come to be from letters? Words, the cave paintings, were they teachings by the grown-ups for the children to teach them about which animals they were to catch and which animals were dangerous, and um, all kinds of teachings. And what about spider webs? Did they learn from spiders to make cloth? They copied the technique as well as it was possible to do in order to make fabric and thereby make outfits to wear. And were they inspired by animals like later on when they thought about flying birds, flies, and butterflies, and also for parachutes. There's a lot of things to imitate in order to invent. There's a lot of inspiration to find in nature. It's very down to earth. A lot of what I've been trying to figure out, analyzing, how did the things come to be? Were we inspired? Of course, they've been looking at birds. How can they fly? And flies, I've seen them flap out their wings like jet planes. Watch them out. I've been thinking about extraterrestrials. If there are, well, of course there are, life also, other life than bacteria and germ there, that's whatever, an insects or something that is less intelligent or less capable of doing things that are similar to what we can do as human beings. And how I've watched flies sit on light bulbs for maybe an hour. How is that possible? Which means that there can be life on planets where we don't expect there to be life of some type of nature that is similar to flies, because flies are alive. And and then I'm thinking, listening to Ellen Watts, I was thinking, can some people misunderstand that either seeing it as some kind of religion, or something to believe in, the way to live by with meaninglessness, purposelessness, or do people understand that it's philosophy and there might be something between the lines as well, or maybe someone like me, I read into it because it makes sense to me. Then it makes me think of something and think further. Or do people hear it as preferences? Alan Watts, it's the preferences, the way he wanted to live life with total purposelessness, meaninglessness, but and maybe a bit. I don't know. I'm just think I've had the feeling that maybe some people think that if you philosophize about things, if you because of boredom, maybe like in my case, not a case like a court case, but in this situation, thinking about things because there's not much else to do, and looking at videos on YouTube, not because it's that, well, it can be interesting, but I wouldn't have done it if my children had been with me, not to this extent, because then I would be with my children, which would have been much more wonderful and much more interesting to be with my children, to go to all kinds of traveling, going to the Tivoli and circus, all the things. I've never been to a circus, not that I'm not the child, but I've wanted to give my children a life with me because I'm the mother of my children, giving them something different from what my upbringing was, which means that, if people think that what I'm doing is interesting to me, to the extent that it was something I would have done if my children had been with me, but that's not how it is. And I do not think that Ellen Watts is talking about preferences, but analysis of something religious or something philosophical, and that it has a value, but not as the only thing to do, not as some kind of lifestyle. To not have to be like a philosopher from year 3000, as it seemed to me that I don't know if it was like that, probably not. I don't think that it was the only thing they did, but maybe there was more like a calling to it back then. But there's something that is science, and that has to do with, in these present times, the university, going to university, maybe. Or you can do it in your spare time, because there's a lot of people who think about things, posting videos, but it's not a way of living on a very low income, watching other people having fun, and not being able to be around people because of that, because like everyone else, that whoever is misinterpreted, excluded, a lot of disorder created, so that the only possibility, if not solved, is to commit suicide. I don't think that there's anyone who has that type of preferences